Hello and welcome to the third T40's podcast. I'm Ryan and I'm here with...
Michael. Alex.
Benson didn't show up today, but whatever. Today we'll be talking about a variety of things, starting of course with Beer of the Week and a new segment we're going to call Netflix Movie of the Month, which I'll get into in a bit. Benson had something to talk about, but again he's not here. Michael will later reveal that he slept through his modern history classes by trying to explain the Falcon Wars to us.
I know the William Faulkner Wars better than anybody.
And then later Alex will rant about people who don't like water. That's sure to be interesting. Finally, we'll end with the biggest movies of the week and the top 5 most wanted, as always.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, we have a Google Voice account if you want to leave us a message. It's at 218-666-8407. That's 218-666-T40S if you want to use the whole number thing.
I don't know how to do that whole letter conversion thing.
Yeah, and also we have podcasts at tipping40s.com if you want to email us. So I guess we'll go straight into Beer of the Week.
What kind of beer do you like? Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Yeah, so what's the beer of the week?
The beer of the week I got right here is a Squall IPA by Dogfish Head. If any of you watch our previous stuff, you should know that I'm a huge fan of Dogfish Head. And,
He's also a huge fan of Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, that too. I love
It's
that character.
His favorite character in a video game.
So is that beer pretty good, Ryan?
Yes, I would say it's pretty good. In any case, Dogfish Head makes a bunch of different IPAs. They have their 60, 90, 120-minute IPAs, Apra Hop, Burton Batten.
Did you say 69? Huh?
Shut up. Anyway, IPA stands for Indian Pale Ale. If you didn't know, they're pretty bitter, kind of a lot of hops, malty.
A lot of hops.
This one is different from the 90-minute. A lot of people know this Dogfish Head 90-minute. That one tends to be sweeter. This one has more of a pine tree-y sort of taste to it.
Yeah.
But it's not off-putting like I've had ones that are way too bitter. For example, New Belgians, Ranger IPAs tends to be too bitter for me. This one's like a good medium. So, yes, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, we were passing around the bottle. It was pretty tasty.
It's pretty expensive beer too.
Yeah, it is.
What's the price on it?
It's like $8 or $9 for
Is it like
this is
like a liter?
1.25 pints or something like that.
what is this thing? This is a pint, 1 pint 9 fluoride ounces. I don't know what that is in metric. Fluoric ounces, yeah.
Fluoric, yeah, it has fluoride in it, so they can control you, like the CIA. Conspiracies.
Anyway, it's a good beer. I would highly recommend it to people.
All right.
Moving on, we have a new segment called Netflix Movie of the Month, and this is going to be a pretty good segment. Basically, what we do is we go into Netflix and we watch a movie, and we tell you what that movie is in hopes that you will watch it and sing it with us. The movie this month happened to be a great film called Basket Case.
Cool. This is a film that's been like legendary in our minds because we only saw like a 1-minute trailer of it, and it looked fucking hilarious, but we can never find it anywhere.
We spent like 2 years looking for this movie. We found like a German dub of it online,
Yeah.
which wasn't, we couldn't watch that. But to our great amusement, it was put on Netflix, and it's a horror movie set in the 1980s,
Yeah,
so
it's
something like that. And it's about a man with a basket, and he's a basket case
Yeah, he has a little friend in it.
that lives in the basket.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away too much, but
Yeah, it's just his friend. He likes to eat people.
And he makes the most amazing sound. Pretty much, if you ever played Half-Life 2, the guys with the head crabs on their sounds, he makes that.
yeah,
sound.
that's
what he does.
pretty much.
Yeah, the acting is really great because they're either like insane or.
Do we have a sound clip of that guy from the front desk?
We should. I gave you the time code on it.
Yeah, I'll grab it out. We'll throw it in here.
We'll throw
here.
Get out of here! You're full of crap!
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's what you got going for you.
Yeah, it's a good movie though. It has some brotherly love in it. It has
some rape.
Has some.
Brutal.
Yeah. The end, okay, so the end of the movie. I'm not gonna give it away, but you know what? They went all out.
They did.
That movie was just a kind of a crappy movie, and it was still a total piece of shit at the end. But at least it went out. It went out with
With a
something
bang.
Yeah,
surprising.
I think the movie was actually disappointing for how much we actually wanted to see this movie. I mean, we were super excited, and then there was some funny stuff, but it still wasn't as entertaining as we were hoping.
Yeah, I actually had a roommate at one of my old colleges, and what he did is he was charged a late fee on tape, and they told him to return it. And it was Basket Case 3, and he
They
actually
made 2 more of them apparently.
Yeah, they did, and unfortunately they're not on Netflix yet. But they are as DVDs. But anyways, he actually spliced pornography into it, and
Probably an improvement.
yeah, it probably had proved it. If there was well, actually, they're kind of. There's a lot of sexual content. If you're Mormon or Amish, well, Amish after the teen years because they like to do heroin during that time and stuff. But yeah, you probably don't want to watch this movie. It's kind of graphic.
It's all fake though. So.
Well,
It's
a
fake,
horror movie.
but
It's kind of good look. I think it's decent looking, but still, it's unbelievable that
I don't know.
this
There's
would ever happen.
claymation involved, so it can't be that good.
yeah,
It's
that
a
was
stop
good.
motion. But I think in the future, when we do this segment, we'll talk about what movie we're going to do beforehand, so you guys can watch it. Then we'll
Yeah.
talk about it, so we don't have to not spoil stuff.
Yeah, we we should have said before the segment started. Don't listen to this. If you
Don't
really
listen
were-
to this whole
if
segment
this
we're about
is
to
in
say.
your instant queue, and you were like, "Oh shit, man, I can't wait to get home and watch this basket case movie. It's gonna be good." We just ruined it for you. We told you everything.
Okay, moving on.
Oh yeah, we got to move to Alex's segment about.
Wait. I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here, guys.
Oh, look who
I'm
showed up.
here.
Right.
About
Look.
time.
Well, listen, man. You know what? I thought it was the end of the world, so I was going to take the day off, like yesterday. I didn't get my segment. I just finished up getting the segment ready. So, all right. I'm going to start this off with a sound clip, actually, just to get you right into it. Here's what I'm talking about.
According to Harold Camping, an 89-year-old preacher in California, Christians were to fly up to heaven today in a biblical event commonly known as the rapture. It was supposed to start in the U.S. about 90 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Shit! So 90 minutes ago, the world ended.
God damn it, we're fucking late again.
Well, yesterday now, but here. Okay, so I haven't, like I said, I wrote this segment this morning, but there's an excuse too because I started writing it earlier with the full intention of discussing it just as you would expect me to. Look at the rapture. These people are idiots. Who cares? But you know what?
They are.
I'm not going to do that. I changed my mind. I'm going to go. I'm going to go from the heart. I'm going to get personal here and talk about something that bothers me instead of
the fact that you were left behind.
well, a little bit. But, okay, so let me say first, though, I'm just going to preface this. I'm not letting atheists off the hook, but I have a very specific bone to pick in this instance.
Okay.
So I'll just leave them alone for now, just leaving them out of this. So here's ABC News with a riveting story featuring an important authority on something.
Yeah, looking at the name, it looks like it's an expert.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Actor Stephen Baldwin is an evangelical Christian, and he joins us now from New York.
So, when I think of compelling religious and political commentary, I think Stephen Baldwin from Biodome.
Biodome.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He seems like an authority on these sort of matters.
Yeah, so it's a good thing ABC News is bringing him you can just keep going on.
Okay.
So, Stephen, what do you make of all the doomsday hoopla?
Well, I think it's exactly that, Don. Hoopla. I tweeted something last night which was unequivocal proof that I believed that this prophecy was not going to come to fruition. In 2 words, I tweeted that the reason we're not going to disappear today is Oprah finale. I don't think the creator's going to end the world, Don, before we've seen the Oprah finale.
Okay, you know what? Oprah, fuck Stephen Baldwin. What a pandering little shit.
Hey, now Oprah is a god to some people. I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of questionable.
okay,
she does have her own religion.
She
I
does
mean.
turn ad revenue into new Plymouth cruisers for her guests.
Is he trolling or not?
Oh, he is. He's joking. But that's the point. It's tangential to my point. But one, he repeated his own Twitter post on TV, which might be the most pathetic thing you could possibly do.
Hey, Hitler did that all the time. It's like, hey, remember that time I wrote in Mein Kampf?
He loved Twitter.
He just has the Jew count on his Twitter.
Jew count. This is how many
Great.
followers I have.
Okay, so
He's losing followers though.
once
Yeah.
Stephen Baldwin's a piece of shit. All right, I mean, he's a little idiot. I mean, that's a fucking terrible joke anyway. That just has to be said. How lame that is. But okay, that's beside the point. The point is, this is a perfect example of what I'm really trying to talk about, which is hypocrisy. And hypocrisy is something that bothers me a lot more than ignorance, a lot more than people who are religious. I hate people who are hypocritical. And
Me too.
this is what I've been seeing lately. Now, one, he's an evangelical Christian, which is, That's him shitting on people for their beliefs is like the fat kid in school picking on the kid in a wheelchair because no one likes him, so he's picking on someone who's a minority.
He's
to
actually
him.
worse because the guy in the wheelchair couldn't help himself.
Exactly.
That kid could have done something.
That's
about
what
it.
I'm saying. This guy's a fucking asshole, and so. Here's the thing that bothers me is there's some ridiculous notion in the world today, and it's been here for a while, that all because a lot of people believe something, that makes it more valid than what the minority believes.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah.
And that, it's disgusting.
Everybody can't be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. The majority must be right? Apparently. You know, I fit my entire point into one sentence to make it really simple, and here it is. You can just quote me on this. If you believe in a magic space god, you shouldn't be condescending toward people who made a different choice in their magic space god. Because you're already being an asshole. You know, so if you believe that, then you shouldn't be picking on people for what they believe, because you already believe something that's completely insane. Now I'm not saying that Christianity's wrong and people shouldn't be Christian. What I'm saying is, you must understand that that's a really ridiculous thing to believe, that there's a magical being in space that controls everything, right?
Well, that's Warren Buffett, right?
That's basically. Yeah. But, so, you know, I have another interview, though, with an evangelical Christian that might give some insight as to why people are acting like this toward the doomsayers, you know. So you can go ahead.
A lot of mainstream evangelicals have come out and said that they find this story embarrassing, that it's bad for the faith. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, it continues to put in front of Americans this idea that possibly this is mainstream evangelicalism or mainstream Christians, and the reality is this isn't. It's very fringe. No serious Christian denomination really believes you could set a date and know the time.
Okay, so no serious Christian denomination would believe that. That's what he said.
Yeah.
But so only the serious ones believe exactly the same thing, except that we don't know what date the world's going to end on. Other than that, it's the same.
Yeah, but okay, so I kind of get where he's coming from, though. It's like you have a group of friends, and maybe like you're posturing for a fight, right? Like one of your friends is like, this other group of kids are like, oh, let's have a fight, and then one of your friends is like you know, suddenly just goes like, I'll fucking murder your whole family, you know, and then the other three guys are like, huh. Why did you say that? They're going to get way more mad. They're going to think we're totally nuts. You know, like it's kind of like you're stepping it up another level.
No, I completely disagree with you, because it's not any crazier to believe the world's going to end tomorrow than it is to believe it's going to end in a week. If both endings result in God coming down, taking everyone to heaven, and then blowing up the earth over the course of 5 months, sorry, it's not any less crazy.
It is more crazy because they have absolutely no reason to believe that that day.
And they don't have any reason to believe that God exists either. So how is that relevant?
Hey, it was written in a book written by people
exactly
2,000 years
I
ago.
agree with you, but it's how people react to it. And the people are reacting to this whole thing about the world ending tomorrow. That a lot of people were scared. Like, they were legitimately scared.
They killed their dogs.
Some non-Christians were scared.
Well, there's a lot of people scared. Well, I think non-Christians have a right to be scared about it, because when people are afraid of dying, they tend to act crazier. Mm-hmm. And when they're surrounded by people
Here's
who
the thing I don't understand
scared
about
of,
that. The people who are supposed to be taken up to the rapture will go to heaven, and heaven's supposed to be the greatest paradise you can ever imagine. So wouldn't these Christians be happy that they're leaving their shitty jobs on earth to go to eternal paradise?
Yeah, they were happy.
They were the ones that believed it, though. So
yeah.
So then why were they scared about the rapture?
Those ones weren't
They
scared.
weren't.
No.
They were just like, hey, by the way, and this is the funny thing, there were like services rented out everywhere. I think you heard about this. People were cashing in on the rapture boom, and basically these companies were, these companies were like, hey, we'll take care of your pets after you go up to the rapture. So, by the way, those may be a top 5 most wanted, but they aren't. But like, seriously, you're like, oh, hey, I need someone to take care of my dog, and I know you're totally not getting in because you're a fucking low piece of shit.
You're Jewish.
Yeah. No,
sorry.
they're chosen. Shut up.
Yeah, and you know, I just gotta say, like, you know, people choose what to believe to an extent, but a lot of people really don't choose what they believe. They follow something that they've been taught their whole lives,
by
and
their
to them,
parents.
by their parents, by their community, just the people around them teach them these things. I mean, here I got another clip here, really short. Go ahead, and this is the guy who is teaching Did you mute me?
No.
Okay. This is the guy who's teaching these people that the world was going to end yesterday. This is that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, May 21st, 6 p.m., does that make you the preacher who cried wolf?
It is going to happen.
See, this guy, that's his response. It is going to happen. This is what he's teaching these people. Now, is that guy wrong to teach that? If he believes it, I guess not. He's still crazy. He's dumb. But the point is, though, if this guy is teaching them and they believe what he says, we shouldn't feel condescending toward them. I mean, we should feel better because obviously we're smart enough to know that it's not going to happen. But we shouldn't be insulting them. We should just feel bad for them. It's like they have no choice.
Feel embarrassed as a member of the human race.
It is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that people are silly enough to believe this stuff. But honestly, I don't think it's any sillier than believing in anything, really. I mean, I'm not saying that there's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being a Christian, but you gotta understand that when you believe something, you're doing it on faith, not on science. You know, that's the point of Christianity. It's based in faith. So if they believe that based solely on faith, Christians shouldn't be shitting on them for that because they're just insulting people who do the same exact thing they do.
I think there's two reasons why they do get upset, though. I think one is that it does make them look really bad. It's like, oh, look at your crazy evangelicals starting up shit again. It's like, yeah, but that's a really small group of evangelicals, and you know. The biggest people at fault is the media, because these people should have never gotten any attention at all. And the only reason why they did is because they bought some billboards from CBS Outdoor and fucking put them up, and people were like, oh man, look at this, it has this world ending on May 21st. Well, what was this about? You know, probably the reporter was driving to work and he was stuck in traffic and was like, oh, look at that, it's a story I could do.
What are the repercussions now that they were wrong?
Nothing. They lose no credibility. They lose nothing. They continue to make money. Actually, it was probably almost a donation drive. I'd like to see what their amount of cash reserves were in Family Radio, because that was the people who pitched it, right? Family Radio. Yeah, maybe they were really low on money and they needed a donation drive.
Yeah,
they're going up to heaven. Give us all your money first.
It's fine that people believe it. I'm just saying that people need to take a long look at their own belief system and stop judging everyone else. If you're gonna believe something, let everyone else believe what they want to, and just fucking shut up. You know? Yeah, that's what people need to do. If everyone shut up for like 2 seconds, it would be a lot easier to live on this planet. I think. Stop insulting everyone.
I think the only problem is that people bundled this group with the rest of fundamental Christians, and that's why a larger group of the fundamentalist Christians got really offended by this.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though, too. Down by it. That's the problem. They're finding themselves offended, or they find that it makes the religion look bad. But the reality is that they make their own religion look bad by giving more attention to it in the first place. If they think that that's the case, all they're doing is making it worse for themselves. So if they just shut their mouths, no one would have cared. So anyway, I before I end my thing, I have a little thing related to the rapture as well. I got a couple other little clips, and I think you'll like these ones. They're a little bit more funny, so go ahead.
60-year-old Robert Fitzpatrick, a retired New York City transit worker, spent $140,000, almost all of his savings, on hundreds of placards and posters warning of the impending end.
If you're still not saved by the time these events begin tomorrow, then you'll be left here to face Judgment Day.
Okay, so this guy really...
Hey, he was warning about the impending end of his credit rating.
He really believes, right? Yeah, exactly. I know. You know what? That's fine, though. Whatever. You know, if he believes, that's cool. But like Brian said earlier, this is the point that I was going to make already, actually. Why spend all the money? Yeah. If you believe... Because, no, he's convinced he's going to heaven. He doesn't have to score brownie points. So why not just have some fun with the money? You know, it's like your last day on Earth. You know,
because that's sinful.
Hey, you know what? Yeah.
No, it's not, though. It's not.
He was trying to warn his fellow brethren about the impending rapture.
It's not even remotely sinful to do that.
Well, what is he going to do?
No, you know what?
No. Listen. What? Well, what?
Well, I was just going to say it's like a race. You gotta have your kick at the end. You gotta kick it out. And
I'm just saying. You know what? I'm just saying. You got $140,000 in saving. You're going to heaven tomorrow. Go to the water park. Fuck. Just, do something fun.
Where's the closest water park to New York City?
I have no clue.
It's called Action Park.
That's
and
only like $50 though.
I'm not okay, but anyway, I don't know the guy though. I don't know the guy. So maybe he has something else planned or something. He might have a big day planned.
As for Robert Fitzpatrick, he says he will spend his final hours on Earth at home reading the Bible and checking his email.
Who is emailing this guy?
Hey, listen, he's waiting for that email from God to tell him all about where he needs to be tomorrow.
Why is he reading the Bible?
Okay, so I got two problems with this. First, why are you reading the Bible? You're going to have your whole fucking eternity to read the Bible. You could
just to make sure he's double think maybe.
Why would you need to read it? He already knows the truth. You could just ask God.
Well, they have like a game of Family Feud at the top of the mountain, like before you get in, you got to win the feud. Bullseye.
I just want to know.
Most popular apostles.
Who was emailing him?
He's getting kitten pictures. Kittens playing with birds.
That's all I want to know. Is who was sending him emails? So that's it. That's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed my Rapture rant.
I'm sure he was getting emails from Sears. I still get emails from Sears somehow. I don't think I bought something from them since the 90s. So,
oh, let's not be hypocritical anymore. Let's admit we're all stupid.
Okay, moving on to the Teach Me segment.
I closed down the laptop.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers. I'm learning.
So, I had to learn about the Falkland Wars.
What is the Teach Me segment?
Oh, yeah, good mention on that. Teach Me segment is basically, I'm given a topic, or the person who's moderating the Teach Me segment is given a topic each week. And essentially, they're supposed to teach off the top of their head what they learned. And then, the listeners also send in questions, but also the other guys will question me in this case, but them in other cases, regarding this specific subject, which is the Falkland Wars.
Yeah, I picked this for him last week.
Very good choice. I knew very little about the Falkland Wars, but I'll give you a little basic synopsis of what I learned about it. So the Falkland Wars is based on these islands, the Falkland Islands in the South Pacific.
South Atlantic.
South Atlantic. They're called the South Georgian Islands.
Well, those are some of the islands.
Yeah.
They're not most of the Falkland Islands.
Yeah, but anyways.
He's teaching me, not you.
Okay.
Shut up.
Yeah.
But anyways, and they, through about, starting in the 1500s, it started getting occupied by all these countries, France, Spain, Britain, all kind of traded off. They all
Were
had
they
it at some
splitting
point.
up the islands? Or?
No. They would just either own it or they wouldn't, and they just stole it from each other, and it was constantly being occupied. In the early 1800s, there was a precursor to Argentina called the United Colonies of the something river banks, and his name is Colonel Dorset. And what he did is he decided, okay, well, I'm just going to take this shit over because no one was there at the time. Really, there was very loose occupation being done there, so he took it over, and for about 11 years, he owned it. Argentina, or the precursor to Argentina, basically controlled it. And then Britain was like, we want that fucking shit back. So they just went back there in 1833 and took it back. Just like, okay, that's ours. So this is the precursor of the war. So all this time, it was owned by Britain. In 1982, a president by the name of, what's his name? President Leopardi. Is that it?
Am I supposed to be?
Leopoldo Departi or something like that.
Leopoldo Departi.
I think that's it. I can't remember off the top of my head. What he did is he was having a hard time because he was running this military junta, which is basically a military government. And he had little problems like, human rights violations. And he had large civil unrest because they had a very bad economy. So he thought, what brings people together better than anything? And he's like, well, taking shit over. Yeah, well, that too. So he goes to the Falkland Islands, and literally 2 weeks before the war started, a bunch of metal merchants just put up an Argentinian flag on the Falkland Islands, like, yo, this is ours. It's ours now, dude. Dibs.
That was their way of claiming it?
Yeah.
Just put up a
it was
flag.
really passive aggressive, and and Britain was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" You know. And then on April 2nd, they actually went in and invaded the whole country, and they took it over. Britain at first was like, "Oh dear, oh shit, oh," you know, and they basically first sent a bunch of warships down there, like a bunch of naval ships, and they were kind of sitting at bay. They were like, kind of like, "Hey, we're going to take this back, you know, if we don't resolve this peacefully." And shockingly, the UN sided with Britain because, you know, Britain makes more money than Argentina, so yeah,
Right.
they're more powerful. So they sided with them. The U.S., France all sided with Great Britain, and Argentina just went, "Fuck you, nah, I don't care. I'm just gonna stay here." So then the war started, and it was mostly like a naval affair because there weren't a lot of air bases, and basically the Argentinians got their asses kicked because they didn't.
Argentina and Britain is Britain.
Yeah, well, basically they had a much better air force, and also, well, I shouldn't say air force, but the airships in the naval portion of the British military was much more powerful. And basically they had two raids. They had one on, I think they called it it was called San Carlos, the landing at San Carlos. And there was a thing called the Bomb Landing or Bombers Row or some bullshit.
Bomb Alley.
Bomb Alley, yeah. But the funny thing is that a lot of the people's bombs didn't work because they had really old bombs. And like 13
like
of the
Batman movie or something.
Yeah, like these are old these are old bombs, and a lot of them were actually purchased from Britain.
Which is the irony.
Yeah. And so Britain's poor engineering skill came back to benefit them. And they actually had like 13 of these drop on their ships without detonating. So these huge bombs just dropped and they just didn't blow up. So
Did they even put a hole in it or anything?
Well, yeah, there's a hole, of course, but they didn't blow up.
Yeah, so I mean, it probably would have sunk these huge ships, and they instead fell on them. It's like, oops. But one fun thing is that neither one of the sides ever declared an actual war, which actually that happens all the time now. But they never declare war. I put in my notes before I came here that's a political move called pussyfooting. It's like kind of like half-assing.
How long does it last?
I was going to say, how long did it last?
Lasted 74 days.
Wow, really? That long?
Yeah.
72 days.
72. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It started, I know why, because it ended on June 14th. So, yeah, so anyways.
The best day of the year.
You know, they ended up winning at...
they being...
Britain.
Yeah.
Britain, yeah, won. I can't remember the name of the location. It starts with an S. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
San Francisco.
I can't remember. But anyways, it consists of like 5 different battles, but they took it over, and, you know, it's funny, Argentina went into the war because they were like, this is going to help nationalism. It's going to get people back behind our country. They did the complete opposite, and actually it helped the British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, totally landslide win a re-election for Prime Minister, and she wasn't really well liked before that, like not that much at least. And it was really funny because there's a lot of propaganda that I found. One of the things, there was this quote from Margaret Thatcher after the war, or like right before it ended, and she goes, she goes, there are great risks when overthrowing a dictator, but there are greater risks letting one stay in power. My generation knows that better than anyone. So she was relating, she was relating this dictator to Hitler.
Yeah,
that's what she
may
was
be a
doing.
little over
Everyone
the...
relates up to Hitler.
Yeah, I know.
So
Obama's like Hitler.
Huge.
Is that Godwin?
Yeah.
Is that Godwin?
What a huge fucking asshole, though. It just pissed me off. But one other thing I want to say, look, I'll finish up. They were not allies for a long time, but in '95 they came to agreement, and they've been an ally ever since with one another. They decided that they needed to come together in order to improve their oil and gas exploration between the two countries, and it was actually spearheaded by British Petroleum. So what I learned from the Falkland Wars lesson is that it really doesn't matter how many soldiers die, which was like, I think like 648 on the British side and like 258 on the...
Very close, but backwards.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, sorry. 258 on the on the British side, yeah. But what I really learned is that really all you need is oil. If you have some oil, that's how you get allies, and that's how you bring peace. So that's what I learned from the Falkland Wars. So
Okay.
All right.
yeah. So
I got
what
a
questions
question
you
for
got? Okay.
What was the British weapon of choice for their assault rifle and for their officer pistol?
Pass.
Impossible.
Okay, I got a couple questions here. Some of them are actually user or viewer questions. I'll do those in a second. You answered actually most of the ones I had. Aside from the Falkland Islands, what other two islands were disputed during the war? There was the two Falkland Islands, but there's two more that were disputed in claims of sovereignty.
I don't remember.
It was South Georgia and South Sandwich Islands.
Oh, South Sandwich. Yep.
Yeah.
The most delicious of all the islands in the Falklands War.
What was restored to the islanders after the British victory?
Being occupied.
Well, that may be technically correct. I was looking for British citizenship. They weren't citizens before the war, even though they were a British overseas territory.
That's interesting. I did not read that part. That's good. So that was like their compromise. It's
Yeah,
like,
you get citizenship.
We exploited you all this time. Now you can go to Britain.
During the early days of the war, the General Balaguer, which was a ship for the Argentine Navy, was sunk. And what did that mean for the British Navy?
I'm not sure.
This is a big part of the war. Since they sunk that major ship, the entire Argentine Navy went back to port and never was. So they never came back out. And that's why the British had a much easier time. And here's some questions by viewers.
Those were all your questions?
Yeah.
You're a dick. How would he ever remember that shit?
Here's a question by a viewer question by Slavin. What was the Falkland whale?
The Falkland whale.
Whale.
I remember reading this, and wasn't it when that submarine got hit with a torpedo or something on the British side? No.
According to his answer, it says that the British. Let me read this. There's a novel called The Whale of the Victorian Cross by Pierre Buell about blue whales that became friends with the sailors in the British Navy. The book makes the claim that blue whales and orcas in the region were kind of fucked during the war because radar and sonar would fuck them up.
I don't know how you would know that. These are
That's kind of amazing, though.
Here's a better question. I know you'll like this one.
Do I get to ask questions?
Oh, okay, go for it.
You get to ask yours, and then you just skip me and go straight to the viewers?
Fuck you.
I want to know, do you have any idea, like, how are the Falklands now? Like, are they industrious or anything? Like, I don't know.
I think it's just a port city. I could find almost no information about it.
Really, no one cares about them now. War's over. Fuck them.
Well, really the last thing I could see on them was in 2010. Funny enough, BP sold their oil rights in that location to a South American oil company. It starts with a B as well as like Baramis or something. I can't remember what it was. But it was for a lot of money.
I have a question for you. What do the British people think of this war?
I think looking back at it, they're fairly negative. At the time, they were very positive about it. Yes.
Wow.
The BBC,
people like wars that they win.
Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, like while it was going on. Now
it's weird. There was the British people were really upset actually at the BBC because the BBC covered it in a very neutral tone, and they thought that was unfair. They thought
it's unfair to be neutral.
I'm serious. Well, I guess their government was also criticizing it too.
And the last question here is from Joseph. This is my favorite question. If you were to make a blockbuster movie about the Falkland War, what would you title it, and who would be the star actor and actress?
Okay. I'd call it Thatcher. Because she's the most interesting. Either Thatcher or... And I can't believe I can't remember the fucking guy's name. I said it 100 times in my head. Can I look at it now? I want to make sure I get it right. Galtieri. This is the president of Argentina. I got that name completely wrong. I don't know how. I read it 100 times. Him. Javier Bardem.
Yeah,
doesn't even look like him. Looks totally different, but they go, oh yeah, he's Spanish, whatever. So we see it.
Good in Vicky Cristina Barcelona. We'll throw him in it.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Just throw him in it. And actually, I think that would be really interesting because I think it's funny that this guy started this huge war with a world power just because people didn't like him.
Yeah.
Who'd play the big Thatch?
A festering vagina that's just dripping.
Hillary Clinton or something?
No, she doesn't act, unfortunately. I don't know. I could see like Helen Mirren playing her with some makeup on. Make her old, ugly.
Yeah, maybe.
And then you Thatcher her.
And what would you call movie?
He's called the Thatcher.
Thatcher.
No,
Yeah,
you said you just
Thatcher.
call it Thatcher?
Yeah,
Oh,
Thatcher.
I see.
Well, good job.
Yes, I did.
Good job, yeah.
If I remember the Argentinian president, I would have been happy, but
And
I
that
don't know why I
means-
couldn't remember.
That means you get to choose who goes next week and what you want them to do.
I was doing randoms, and I actually thought of one in my head that I think is better. I'm going to pick Alex, and I'm going to give you taxidermy.
Oh,
That's a pretty good one.
Dude,
I like that.
I recommend our listeners to look at the Wikipedia for taxidermy because the pictures are so fucking funny. There's like just stuffed bears and just taxidermy's weird.
I actually have no idea how they did it.
I heard
always wondered how they did
I
that.
heard an NPR article like a month ago about the World Taxidermy Championship.
All right.
So
Wow, I'm sure that's a big hit on the public
Alex has
airwaves.
taxidermy next week, so if you like stuffing dead things,
Send in questions.
send in
That's because I'm
questions.
a necrophiliac, though.
NPR seems like the last people who would like taxidermy.
I don't know.
You know,
Moving on.
liberal.
Alex has a segment for Instant Asshole.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
Instant asshole. All right. This is our instant asshole segment where
I'm
we talk.
excited too.
Yeah, this is our instant asshole segment where we talk about something that instantly makes you an asshole. Yeah. So let's say you go out to lunch with some coworkers. You bring them to a nice sandwich place that no one knows about. You tell your
Oh,
coworkers.
so Subway.
Fuck you. You tell your coworkers that this place is awesome, but a couple more bucks than their normal Jack in the Box shitty lunch. They of course say, "This place better be good then."
Yeah, people always do that. People do that to me too.
Once everyone arrives at the sandwich shop, they all start to complain to you about how much this place costs. You tell them it's only like $7. They say, "How is it $7? It's $7 for the sandwich and $2 for the soda." I would tell them, "So why don't you just drink some water? It's free." Then they say, "'Cause water tastes bad." And they buy a soda anyways, and they get a diet soda.
That's the worst.
So, okay, first of all, water does not taste bad. Water has the least taste of any consumable product that exists anywhere. It can't taste bad.
Except for maybe yogurt.
Yeah, what? What are you talking about?
Well, however, water is also the most refreshing thing there is because there's nothing else added to it.
No, that's Sprite.
Unless you drink
Yeah,
it.
obey your
No, that
thirst.
quenches your thirst. It doesn't say fresh.
Oh,
it quenches.
fuck.
It actually doesn't. It makes you more thirsty.
It makes you
Yeah, I know.
obey it, which is
I know.
You know-
Obey your thirst.
obey it.
Listen to me.
Yeah, also,
Seems
your body
horrible.
actually wants water, not a fucking big gulp of Mountain Dew. Water has 0 calories, and if you get it at a restaurant, it's free. Oh my god.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Not if you
Also,
order Perrier like me.
but people drinking diet
Pellegrino.
I think people drinking diet soda over water makes them even a bigger asshole because they want something with 0 calories, but they're still going to pay for that, which
They gotta get that.
they want something with 0 calories, but they get some garbage drink with some terrible sweetener in it.
I'm waiting actually for the day that, like, because you know, like the Dasani is done by Coke and whatnot, that these people come up with diet water, which is water but 0 calories, and then people will drink
just
it.
an empty
Wa-
bottle.
water 1, it's like Pepsi 1 with 1 calorie. They just put some
They
magnesium
added
in
a
it.
calorie to it. They
Yeah.
need more calories. Water.
Yeah, water tastes so bad to these people that they had to spend $2 to buy a drink that is way worse for them than something that's free. Like Kevin said at the end of his segment, I pretty much summed this up in one sentence. There's nothing wrong with drinking soda, but if you're doing it because you think water tastes bad, you're an asshole. Right?
Instant asshole. And then there's a whole bunch of like sweeteners and stuff on the market that you can get to put in water that make it taste different. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
what is that powder stuff called? I know the liquid crap is Mio or whatever.
Crystal-Light.
Crystal Light, yeah, that's it. That and like Mio.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. If you guys want to drink soda, I mean, soda tastes good, but don't say that you're drinking it because water tastes bad. If you want to drink lemonade or iced tea, yeah, it tastes better than water, but you know, don't say I can't drink this because water tastes bad.
I agree that sometimes you don't feel like drinking water. I mean, I think that's true with anyone. Sometimes you feel like drinking something
well,
else.
sometimes I don't like drinking beer.
Well, there are
That what?
times. I'm saying no. Sometimes you don't feel like having water, but if you think water tastes bad, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but see, the other bad thing is the people that tend to say that, they go, "Oh yeah, I don't drink water because it tastes bad," and then they eat a double-decker taco from Taco Bell, and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, king of palates.
Yeah,
I,
I know.
It's 'cause
I
they
didn't
can't.
know."
No, that's why they can't.
It's
They
blown out.
It's people who can't. They can't taste if they can't taste something that's really over like like just packed with shit that makes it taste really intense.
MSG.
Well, no. Well, yeah,
Mike's
MSG
completely right,
and other
because
things too,
it seems like the people who eat food that tastes worse also say water tastes bad. So they don't like the taste of water, but they like the taste of shitty food.
Yeah, that's also.
I don't understand that.
I could put another caveat into this. Fucking people who say I don't like vegetables, but then eat fucking French fries. Potatoes are vegetables. You
Yeah, but they're
asshole.
deep fried, so you can't taste it. They would eat deep fried celery or deep fried broccoli.
They don't like the color green.
They don't like the color green.
Yeah.
And they don't like vitamin A.
Yeah, well, I think. I mean,
unless it's Mountain Dew.
This isn't just people that are overweight. This is everyone. Like my
Yeah.
grandma, she's like my doctor said I can't drink diet soda or soda. I'm like, oh, okay, so you just drink water all the time? She's like, no, I hate that. I just drink green tea. I'm like,
well, green tea's okay for you.
yeah, I know, but still, she said she hates the taste of water.
Yeah, it still puts her in that category.
She said, oh, I just like green tea more. I'm like, okay.
So when she dies, you got to spit on her grave. Possibly piss on it.
No, she's awesome, so.
Well, you just argued against your point.
Well, he just had to pee on
He's
the
an
grave,
asshole.
but he didn't want to insult her. He just drank a lot of water. I agree. I don't like that. If you don't like the taste of water, then you're just completely insane because you can't taste water.
Is there
It's
anything
a liquid?
Is there anything else that you can drink or eat that's better for your body than water?
Vitamin
Not
water.
really. Well, I mean, you can drink too much water.
I think
technically
Jack
and
LaLanne
die.
would have something to say about that.
Hold your wee for a wee, man. That'll kill you. Water will kill you. Don't drink that stuff.
All right, so
yeah, water.
Moving on, we're going to the movies,
movies.
movie things.
Can you come up with an idea for a movie that will break $100 million box office?
Okay, how about this? Adam Sandler is like in love with some girl, but then it turns out that the girl is actually a golden retriever or something.
No! Perfect! We'll call it puppy love!
All right, so this is a segment where we pick the 3 movies that we think will make the most millions for the next coming week, which is May 27th. We keep track of everyone's record, so if they pick the right movie, they get a win. If they pick the wrong movie, they get a loss. So last week, the top 3 films were Pirates, which made $90 million. Bridesmaids made $21 million. Which, how much did it make before? The last
25.
Yeah,
so it almost
it's still
didn't
doing
drop
good
at all.
And Thor made $15 million.
Oh, Thor dropped off, man.
Well, it's the third week.
Yeah.
Third week. It's not doing great,
So-
but it's not doing bad. It's
so
doing really good internationally, so.
Yeah, Kevin and Ryan went 3-0. Me and Mike went 1-2. So that makes
High five.
High five.
me,
Yeah.
Kevin, and Ryan are tied at 4-2, and Mike's 2-4 for the year.
Yeah, I suck.
I'm actually surprised by that. You're usually better at that
Well,
than I am.
he's only out by
Well, it was no surprise
2
that
million, 4 million.
yeah, it was no surprise that Pirates was number one. I mean,
I couldn't remember actually looking at last week. Like, I was thinking about last week if I picked Bridesmaids number 2 or 3, but I was like, I hope I picked Bridesmaid 3 because
So
that was stupid not to pick it.
You have a story to tell or something?
Oh, yeah. My girlfriend actually saw Bridesmaids with her bridesmaids.
that's
Anyways.
it. Cool story, bro.
No, but what's great is there's a phenomenon going on. I don't know if
That's
this
really
is isolated.
lame. That's lame. Okay.
This is lamer.
Yeah, this is you know what? This is
Go for it.
more lame.
Okay,
So
I just
there
had
were
to say.
there were a lot of couples, I guess. I think you were the only bridesmaids there, right? Yeah. So anyway,
You're the only. It's like packed
With
The whole
bridesmaids.
theater's packed with bridesmaids. They're all in the
but
gowns.
but
and
someone
everything.
thinks that because there were 2 40-plus-year-old men. Oh, it's 4 of them. I thought there was 2. But there was a group of 40-plus-year-old men who started trying to hit on their group
And then
during the movie.
That's actually pretty
Wow.
smart.
No,
I got to give them. They got balls to go do that.
they're fucking. That's an instant asshole right there.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes some moxie.
Yeah.
though.
And the only reason why they weren't annoyed by it is because
they were flattered instead.
No, one of her friends is deaf in one ear, and they were sitting to the side of her ear, so she didn't know. She didn't know that she was being talked
That's a
to.
great wingman.
It's incredible.
The guy's like, man, I got nothing else to say.
Nothing's working on her.
She's stone cold. She's not even looking over here.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so what are the movies for next week?
Oh, okay. So the movies this week will be
this
kind of
will be
hard. So we got the big 2 movies there: Hangover 2 and then Kung Fu Panda 2. Also,
God damn.
that Tree of Life movie comes out. It has a Brad Pitt. It looks like it's filmed in a very strange style.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
It was an art film.
Oh, did
Got kind of panned.
I don't know. Just kind of weird. I was like, I might want to see.
Yeah,
this.
but that's gonna be hard between Pirates' second week.
Well, okay.
Kung Fu
So there's
Panda
two.
and
Kung
Hangover.
Fu Panda and Hangover 2 both come out on Thursday. They don't come out on Friday.
Oh, well,
so
Pirates is 3.
Are we gonna?
So you pick first.
I will. Okay.
Actually, no. The people with the highest record, you pick last. I'm
I'll
wrong.
pick last.
So, who wants to go first? We're going
I'm
alphabetical order.
gonna say.
Or you can go.
Number 1 is gonna be. Wait, sorry. What were the
Kung Fu Panda, Hangover 2,
Pirates, and then
Right,
Bridesmaid.
Okay. Number 1's gonna be Kung Fu Panda. Number 2 is gonna be Hangover 2, and then Pirates.
I'm saying Pirates, Hangover. Actually, Pirates, Panda, Hangover. I think Pirates has got another week in it because people fucking love those movies.
Right, I'm saying
it went under what it was supposed to make, though.
Yeah, but
I actually guessed what it was going to make. I said
that's
95 million.
Yeah.
All right, I'm saying Hangover, Panda, Pirates.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin. I think even though the Hangover Panda one's the hard one for me, I think Kung Fu Panda will win because there's just a larger audience to see it. Also, it comes out in 3D, and those tickets are way overpriced.
Kung Fu Panda, I think, will win just because
Jack Black is the best person
kids'
ever.
movies always blast out of the box office on the first week.
And sad enough, people like the first Kung Fu Panda.
I think the Thursday is going to help Hangover a lot because that's an extra night right there.
Yeah, it's true.
And Hangover was fucking huge when it came
It
out.
was huge. You might be right. Hangover's not a bad choice.
Yeah, but people just saw a Hangover movie. It was called Bridesmaids. So
I
don't know.
Crazy. That's nothing.
Besides,
like
Johnny
People just
Depp.
saw Pirates, so it's
I think Pirates. Here's my prediction about Pirates, though. I think in its second weekend. Oh, next week's Memorial Day weekend, though. That's going to throw everything off.
Yeah, a lot of people have Monday off.
Yeah, so it's going to make like 50.
Well,
then.
that's next weekend though. We're going up to Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's
we always
true.
go up to Sunday.
Sunday
so for us,
doesn't
it doesn't
count.
matter.
I don't think the numbers will be out yet, but hopefully they are.
Wow.
Well, do they have to wait until Monday for the numbers to come out?
I don't know when they come out on Memorial Day weekend. We'll see.
I
Maybe
guess we'll
have
find out.
numbers. We have to wait for them.
So are you guys actually going to see any of these movies?
I'll probably see The Hangover 2.
I'll see it at some point. I'm not going to see it
I think I'm
opening
actually going to
weekend.
see Hangover with my coworkers. So
I absolutely will not see Pirates. The things I've heard about it, actually what we said about it pretty much is what every critic said about that movie. Is that it just has it's just boring.
If it's anything like the third one, I see absolutely no reason to watch that movie. Because
I'm going to watch it 10 times.
Well, go for it.
you better. You picked it as number 1.
Enjoy spending $100 to
No,
go
actually,
see
it's
that.
in 3D, so $150.
Oh, like yeah, it's gonna be more.
So the 3D tickets, this is going to cost more. That puts their number value up more.
Yeah.
That's why I'm picking Panda.
That's why I would like to see ticket sales for that now because that's just.
Well, anyway,
that shit.
Not to push you along too much, but we got about 10-ish minutes left, so we got to do our
Top 5 most wanted.
big top 5.
Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is True Motion. This is technology on most modern TVs that play it at double the frame rate, so it tweens all the frames.
Like Flash.
Yes.
Oh, you mean like how we watched Basket Case?
Yes.
That was
It
I
takes
hate
movies which are supposed to be played at like 24 to 30 frames a second and bumps it up to like 60 or 120 frames a second.
Have you ever seen that
And it gives you this really weird, like almost you're drunk feeling because everything's kind of blurry as it goes through, and it's really smooth, but it doesn't look like a movie should.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that British show, that sci-fi show, whatever it's called? It's really dumb that people like.
Doctor Who?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
You just lost half of our viewers because people love that show.
I don't know why.
I think the thing about it is that it's not that it looks bad. It's that
nothing's made for it.
Yeah, I mean, one, nothing is shot like that. And two, more importantly, we've been trained to recognize 24 frames a second since the day we were born.
And watching movies.
And watching movies that are tweened to make it faster doesn't look better to us. It looks weird to us. And I don't like it. It looks bad.
Every new TV comes default.
Yeah, the reason this is on here is because we watched aforementioned Basket Case on Mike's new huge ass TV.
Yeah.
And True Motion was on the entire time, and we couldn't
be,
turn it off.
It can't be turned off on the Netflix. Right?
Yeah, on the built-in Netflix on the TV. I'll
That's
just
really
have to watch stuff
obnoxious.
on the PS3.
Yeah, really awful.
It's fun watching the Larry Sanders Show in it because that show already looks bad, and then they try to True Motion, and you're like, man, this looks like balls. Like,
Yeah, I can imagine
It's like all
that would-
blurry.
So yeah, True Motion.
So number 4.
Number 4 would be LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay.
Mike's got to talk about this because
I shouldn't get so mad about LinkedIn, but man, okay. So last week, I didn't know about this, but LinkedIn was going public, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be valued at $4 billion," and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? No one uses LinkedIn. That is way too much money." Like, and then I looked up its revenue, and I should have double checked this, but I was pretty sure total revenues were around $200 million.
That
for
site's
last year.
terrible.
Yeah,
It's
it sucks.
useless.
Well, we should
Thank
explain
you.
what LinkedIn is. It's
Oh, I'm
basically
sorry.
it's a networking site for professionals for jobs and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's like
no, it's the social network with other professionals in your field.
it's Career Builder meets Facebook basically.
It's Facebook with no status updates, but it shows where you work.
Yeah, and then no one ever keeps their pages updated, and then you get really annoying emails every day about how people want to join you on their LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, and the only thing I've ever seen anyone use it for is they write, like, you can write basically a testimonial or a reference for someone. But it's like, if I'm applying for a job and I need a reference, I would just ask them for that anyway. So seeing it on that site doesn't help me at all. It makes no fucking difference whatsoever. It's useless.
So as Mike was saying, it went public.
It went public, ended up going to like $100 a share, got valued at over $9 billion.
Yeah, it was originally like $40 a share, I think is what they were predicting.
Yeah.
So it went almost double. It went double for a while and then dropped back down.
Yeah. So, one, I had to read all these articles about how this was great. I read probably like 8 articles, and only 2 of them were negative. And the
Great
rest
for
were
who?
The stock market. It's great when companies get overvalued so that they can crash later.
Yeah,
I
guess.
But here's the thing to me. I'm mad at LinkedIn because, one, they let it happen. And I know, like, they're going to get
They
incredibly
really don't
rich off
have
of it.
much. Well, they could
just not go public.
Yeah, well, that's not happening. People like money.
Or they could split the stock a bunch of times. There's a lot of things they could do. But they didn't do any of that. And by the way, if you're the CEO of LinkedIn, I hope you sold your stocks today. You should have fucking just sold out and just left the company because that thing's going right down the toilet. But the thing is that this is going to influence Facebook next year when they go public. And it's what are they going to be worth? Like
What's the GDP of the United States?
Yeah.
if they get overvalued like LinkedIn got overvalued, then the amount they'll be worth would just be colossal.
Well, this is the .NET 2 bubble burst.
Yeah, it's they said it was 600 times what the company made in profit last year.
Pets.com.
Pets.com.
So should I buy a bunch of Facebook stock right when it opens and then just sell it immediately?
No, because you won't be able to buy it fast enough.
Really? It's like impossible.
Maybe it'll go up to $500 a share instantly.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to number 3. This is 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, so I read on Rotten Tomatoes that 20th Century Fox is going to reboot Titanic in 3D and re-release it.
Is it a
2012.
reboot or a re-release?
Well, no, it's just re-release.
Okay.
I wish it was a reboot. That'd be great.
I don't know why
Sorry, I would have yelled right there, but I was vomiting in my mouth.
Yeah.
So, even better though, they're releasing it on the centennial anniversary of the sinking.
Is that what the date is? It's like April 12th or something like that?
So they are going to celebrate the death of these very rich people.
With 3D pipes hitting
By
people in the
making
water.
a lot of
Well,
money, becoming very rich.
We should rename that. Like they didn't film this movie in 3D. They're doing this all in post.
Yeah, which, by the way, James Cameron has shit on that. He said that it's impossible, that you can't make something good, and then he fucking did it.
Even if they
Asshole.
spend a ton of money on that, it's going to look terrible.
Oh, you think
it's not going to look good.
He's going to get a big paycheck from this.
He doesn't care. He just gets
Stop
blowjobs
giving
every
James
day.
Cameron money.
Also, Titanic sucks, so there, yeah.
Do you think that movie will come out and like be number 1 for weeks again?
I think
it
will.
depends. It depends on what the media does.
I'm actually kind of
It's all what
excited
the
for
media
that
does.
week of
Comes
podcasts,
out-
so we can put that re-release of Titanic is going to.
I'll have to not vote it on the list out of principle.
Isn't that gonna, We got a while wait for that one though.
It's April 6, 2012.
So only
The
about
book
a
was
year.
better.
What about the 3D pop-up book?
Yeah, it just shows it sinking.
The National Geographic special was better. Anyway, moving on to
The one
number
where they
2.
went under the water and found that jewel from the movie.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Number 2, the Center for Disease Control.
Okay. I'm not too happy with the CDC. Okay, no one listens to the CDC. Let me just start out
because
with
they're a
that.
boring bureaucracy of the government.
They found patient zero.
The only time anyone listens to them, of course, is when they make up some kind of big like epidemic, like swine flu, and play it out to all ends, and then everyone goes and then go figure. Turns out it's not important at all. But so the CDC issued a thing to get more attention, which is an emergency preparedness thing about the zombie apocalypse.
Which went along with the rapture fear.
And I know we're going to lose probably half our viewers when I say this, like instantly. I'm fucking sick of this zombie bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not cool anymore.
It's not funny.
It's not funny at all. That's what I'm sick of.
See, I always hated horror movies, so zombies never did anything.
Well, it's not even horror movies, though. It's zombie movies themselves. I'm sick of these fucking zombie movies. I'm sick of people talking about zombies, talking about the zombie apocalypse, making jokes about it.
Yeah.
It's not fucking funny.
I have coworkers all the time like, I gotta buy some new guns when the zombie apocalypse comes around. And then every single time, they all laugh. Every time. Like, you've heard this 1,000...
And then it's
how's this funny?
And then aside from that, the other thing is it's written like shit. Like it's like here's the first like one of the first parts like we've all seen at least one movie about flesh-eating zombies taking over.
Oh.
My personal favorite is Resident Evil. Oh well, I'll just stop there. 'Cause you're a fucking idiot.
You didn't even pick the best one.
You picked Resident Evil. You didn't pick a classic zombie movie or even a remotely decent one. That's your personal
Living
favorite.
Dead or Shaun of the Dead or
Thank
anything.
you, CDC movie reviewers.
You know what?
Shut the fuck up.
I love Resident Evil just for the laser thing. Where the guy jumps and
Yeah,
then it shoots a
it
bunch
does
of
them all in diagonal chain link fence lines. So it's like, why do you even have the ones that could jump over? Because
Why
it's
even have that
impossible.
scene? It's
all
completely
right.
stupid.
So anyway, we're almost out of time, so I'm going to move on to number one.
Okay.
But let's just say, stop it with the zombie shit, and especially CDC. It's like
Well, they were trying to make it interesting for people who wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to make it interesting by
probably worked.
issuing something that has nothing to do with an actual.
Well, this would be like a disaster preparedness for like an outbreak, but whatever.
Right.
Moving on, number one, the most wanted this week would be people who can't drive in the rain, and this is probably something that's more localized to the Phoenix area. I don't know how it is in other states, but
it is more here.
I actually am from Minnesota, and I'm used to driving in sleet and blizzard conditions with quarter-mile visibility, 2 inches of ice on the road, and people can drive in that because they're used to it. Here in Phoenix, I moved down here and I realized that no one can drive in the rain at all.
No one can drive outside in the rain.
It's slick. It's too slick.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, it will start sprinkling.
It
will be a light rain, a light drizzle. And people will drive 15 under the limit here.
They're so afraid.
And it's not like, I would think it's okay, there's a lot of snowbirds down here, I think it'd be just them. But no, it's also young people too. Like they don't understand how to drive in this rain. And it just infuriates me because you have to be a little bit more careful in the rain, but you don't need to drive 15 under and brake 300 feet ahead of where you should have.
No, you're totally right. People here, especially in this city, anyone from Phoenix, I don't know if anyone from Phoenix listens to this thing, but if they do,
I do.
They know exactly what we're talking about. But anywhere hot, I think. Anyone with little rain.
I actually know people who defend
Yeah,
them.
they do it in Florida too.
Yeah, they feel to defend themselves like, well, the roads are so oily here, so it never rains. Like,
there's no rain at all. Shut up.
Citation needed.
You can turn at a 45
Bullshit.
degree angle going 60 when it's raining, and you will not slide.
Also-
your car can handle rain. You
Ryan
have to-
can't. Go ahead.
Seriously, the only way to be dangerous in rain is if you hydroplane. Other than that, it's completely the same. You're not driving on a test course. You're driving down the road. Quit being a child and drive a normal speed.
Ryan can attest this. I actually think it's more fun to drive in the rain.
Oh yeah, well,
Drive faster
I have a
in the rain.
rear-wheel drive car and I turn off traction control. That's just me.
Yeah, well, I don't have a car, so.
Stop being an asshole when you're driving in the rain, or
Yeah,
just
drive
driving in
faster.
general.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep, that's it for this week. We'll see you back next week, hopefully, where we can talk about new stuff.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Podcast at tipping40s.com. And
Oh, that number, it's 218-666-8407.
yeah, listen voicemails.
Cool. Bye.